Hello everybody, I'm back with another video. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, then please do. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my Spider-Man ranking. Please keep in mind that I have notes on this phone, so if you see me looking down, that is why. This ranking is without Spider-Man No Way Home, but I will talk about Spider-Man No Way Home after. If you would like to discuss your opinions in the comments, then please do, but please be respectful to other people's. So just because your favourite might be in somebody's least favourite, it doesn't mean they don't like the movie, it's just not one of their favourites. So this is my Spider-Man ranking, and for number one I got Spider-Man 3, for number 2 I got Far From Home, for number 3 I got Into the Spider-Verse, for number 4 I got Spider-Man 1, for number 5 I got Spider-Man 2, for number 6 I got Homecoming, for number 7 I got The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and for number 8 I got Spider-Man. So now I'm going to say my reason for my ranking. The reason why I put Spider-Man 3 as one of my favourites is because this is one of the ones that I've watched the most. I remember how much this movie used to come on TV when I was growing up. I can admit, when talking about quality and stuff like that, it's not one of the best. So I do understand why most people have it low on their ranking. My favourite part is when Spider-Man has the black suit. I understand that a lot of people find it cringy, but it makes me laugh a lot, and not that many movies can make me laugh years later. I also love the part when Harry and Peter work together near the end to save MJ. I like the Sandman character and what they did with him. I also like the memes and the quotes that come from this movie. So the quotes and the memes that come from the movie is a lot of my favourite parts from the movie as well. Something I didn't like that much about the movie is the character of Eddie. He is funny sometimes, but most of the time he's really annoying, but the actor did good. I prefer the Venom Eddie way more. So my number 2 and number 3 might change depending on my mood. The reason why I put Spider-Man Far From Home as number 2 is because of the visuals of the movie. The scene on the bridge was really good, and the acting from Tom Holland especially was really good, especially the part when he's holding the gun. His emotions and acting in the movie is really good. And another part that's my favourite is when he's talking about Iron Man. It's a really sad scene, but his acting in it was really good. The movie is really funny. It's one of my favourite parts is when they think they're going to die, so they start confessing things. So it's when Happy's like, "Oh, I'm in love with Spider-Man's aunt," and then they all look at him and they're like, "What? We're sharing." And then they all look at him and then he goes, "Oh, what? We're sharing." So I like that scene. I also like the character of Mysterio. I thought the movie was done good, and I liked how they continued with the story after Endgame. The ending was really good as well, and the way John James came back in the franchise made me really happy. And Into the Spider-Verse is 3 for me because it was one of the best Spider-Man. It's one of the best Spider-Man movies in my opinion, but I don't rewatch it as much as the others but it's definitely top tier worthy. So my favourite part of the movie is the story and the soundtrack. The animation is really good, and the soundtrack you can't help but sing or dance along. I love when it has all the other Spider-Man comes into it, so when it's Spider-Pig and all the rest of them. I also like how Miles grows within the movie. Also having Miles being the first black Spider-Man was good as well. So having I think it's repetition, I can't pronounce it. But having him being the first black Spider-Man was really good as well. I used to have the next two switch, but after looking over the ranking again, this way makes more sense to me, but they may switch depending on the day. So Spider-Man 1 is 4 for me. This movie is good, and I like to introduce the introductions to the characters. Green Goblin was really good, and the movie was done very good, so it had a good balance of being good and funny. One of my favourite parts is Peter testing his web, so when he's like, "Go webs, fly, up on the way webs, Shazam, go webs go," so that part. So out of Tobey's movie, I do think the Spider-Man 2 is the best writing-wise, but it's not one of my favourites, so that's why it's 5th for me. So I don't enjoy rewatching it as much as the other two. So my favourite part is Doc Ock being the villain, and I like the story of Peter Parker. I like the story of Peter Parker trying to be Spider-Man and being at school, work and other things. The part that annoys me a bit is MJ and Harry, but I do understand why they were the way they are. But apart from that, I do really like the movie. Coming is fifth for me. The movie is good and has really funny scenes, but when I'm like to myself, I want to watch a Spider-Man movie, this one rarely comes to mind. As a continued story for Spider-Man after Civil War, I liked it, and Tom Holland is good. As a Spider-Man movie, I think the movie is good, but it's an okay good. My favourite part of the movie is when Ned finds out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. The scenes with MJ was funny as well. I do like the villain, but compared to the rest of the villains, he's not one of my favourite. So one of my favourite scenes of the movie is when he's in the car with Peter and I forgot what the girl's name is, but his daughter. I like that scene. Side note, before I talk about the Amazing Spider-Man movies, so the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, I think Andrew is a really good actor, but his movies are meh, in my opinion. But from what I remember, I enjoyed the second one way more, but I think the first one is written better. So the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is 7 for me. And the reason why I enjoyed this one more is because I think Jamie Foxx did really good. And even though a lot of his story was sad, there were some funny scenes. I also liked the actor who played Harry as well. The part with Gwen was really sad, but the way they filmed it was really good. And I liked the connection between Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. I also liked the scene with the cop and how he was using that as a distraction so Gwen could go up the elevator. The reason why I put The Amazing Spider-Man as low is because I think it's okay, but it's a good okay. Story-wise, this one is better, but I think Andrew shines more in the second one. Some of my favourite parts is the scene with Peter when he goes against Flash in the basketball scene. This movie isn't as memorable to the second one, in my opinion, but I do still think that the line is better in this one. Thinking of all the Spider-Man movies without No Way Home, I do like all the Spider-Mans, and I think they all did good in their own different ways. My favourite is Tobey, but I do find it silly when people will say, oh, your favourite's only Tobey because of nostalgia, when it's not, because if it was only because of nostalgia, all of his movies would be my top 3. So when people say the argument of this, I find it very silly. So now I'm going to talk about No Way Home. This movie is still one of my favourite movies that came out in the year and one of my favourite MCU movies. If I had to rank it, it would be maybe number 2 or number 3. I understand that some people can say it's their favourite after seeing it once or twice, and that's okay, but me personally, I think I need to see it more to be 100% sure. Something I want to talk about is that a lot of people are saying that how they love Andrew after seeing No Way Home, when they didn't like him that much before No Way Home. I didn't like his movies that much, but I always liked him. But my Andrew Garfield love has grown since the movie, and it's amazing how you can see how much he shines. Well, he shined so much in the second one, but this one, because he has better writing, he shined a lot. So now I'm going to show my cup. I did show this one in my Spider-Man No Way Home No Way Home review, but I want to show it again. So this is my Spider-Man cup that I got when I saw it in cinema. So this is the first time I saw it in cinema. I got this. So there you go. That's the cup. I showed this bottle that I got recently. It has the Avengers on it. So that's the bottle. And I wanted to show my jumper. You can kind of see it, but I wanted to show it fully. So it has the 3 Spider-Mans on it. I also have the short sleeve version of this shirt, but the reason why I prefer to wear the long sleeve is because it is very cold today. Wearing the long sleeve does make me warmer, but if I wore the short sleeve, then I would get more cold, and it is very cold in this room, but wearing the long sleeve does help. So that's why I'm wearing the long sleeve today. But when it's warmer, I wear the short sleeve, because I can, when I'm not like in this room, I can wear the short sleeve. But if I'm being in this room, I have to wear the long sleeve, so I keep warm, so I'm not coughing and all kind of stuff. So that's why I'm wearing the short sleeve today. But I do really like the short sleeve. So, and personally, I think it looks nice on me. So I really like the short sleeve, and I'm glad I got it. I got this from Amazon, by the way, if anybody is wondering where I got this one from. And I got the short sleeve from Amazon as well, because I saw somebody having it on TikTok, and the person commented, oh, where did they get it from? And the person also mentioned in the video that they got it from Amazon, so that's where I got it from, just in case anybody was wondering. That is my Spider-Man ranking. I hope you guys liked the video. I am planning, if you would like me to do any other rankings, so Harry Potter, Disney, please let me know in the comments down below, and in the future I will do them. I am planning to do Spider-Man marathon very soon. I've watched a lot of them recently. Some of them I haven't watched in a while. So I do want to do a Spider-Man ranking, and I want to do an MCU marathon. I do want to do a Spider-Man marathon again, and I want to do an MCU marathon, but I have to see when, because I think when I'm not going out is better, because there are a lot of them and I need time to do that. But I do know what my MCU ranking is, so keep an eye out for that. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss when I post. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.